Hello, it's April After Dark. Welcome to my channel. Tonight I just wanted to talk about something that I've been reading about lately, and I have kind of seen some. If anybody ever watches the show Ghost Adventures, it's probably my favorite ghost hunting type show. Anyways, I was watching some of the episodes this morning, like some old ones. And one of them was on the Island of the Dolls, where it's this place it's like right outside of Mexico City. I don't know if any of you guys have ever heard of it, but it's a pretty crazy story. Like, I actually had no idea about it until I started like watching Ghost Adventures, and then I also have a book that mentioned it, and it's just crazy, and I can't wait to go there someday. But I watched that episode, and then I watched the one about the Ouija board, the Zozo demon, and watched them back to back. And to me, kind of everything that I got from that, plus the book that I'm reading right now, is about haunted objects, and it just made me think that would be something really good to talk about and get other people's opinions about it, and also give you my opinions. So, as far as dolls go, there's a ton of haunted dolls out there. There's Annabelle, which is, from The Conjuring, and she's probably one of the most famous haunted dolls. She's in a museum, the Warren's Occult Museum over in Connecticut, which I would love to go see one day. It's definitely something that's on my bucket list of having to do. There's that doll, so Annabelle. Then there's Harold the doll, which kind of looks like a baby doll. He's in a museum somewhere in Florida, along with Robert the doll. There is Mandy the doll, who is in Canada in a museum. Most of these dolls are in museums, thank goodness. They're not just out for the public to just get their hands on. Nor would you want to if you know any of the stories behind these dolls. And I plan to do tell you about each doll in my own words, what I've read and what they're about and what's going on with them and why you wouldn't want to be anywhere near them. You wouldn't want to go visit them in the museum, of course, but you wouldn't want to have it for your own collection in your own house. Speaking of haunted dolls, if you'll notice, I actually got these this year at Spirit over around the obviously around Halloween season. But these are kind of creepy dolls. I have her, and then I have this one. This one's name is, I named her Betty, and then I named this one Marilyn. Obviously, so blonde, and well, this one's got dark hair. Maybe I should name her something different, but you know what? I think her name should be Elvira, because she's very dark and gothic. And then this one is always going to be Marilyn, but here's what they have to say.
Your mommy hates you. Your mommy hates you.
Oh, they're supposed to say something different. Okay, so. So anyways, I thought they were really cute. Everybody that's ever seen these around my house has been like, why do you have those? But that's kind of the girl that I am, and I wouldn't change for anybody. Anyway, so back to the main subject, haunted objects. There's also such thing as having, one of the things that can be haunted is silverware. That was one of the things I read that can be very haunted. It carries a lot of energy, like energy from maybe you have an heirloom from an old relative, or and a lot of times they'll give you whatever they had at their house. It could be like really unique old china. It could be really old spoons, forks, and silverware. mugs, you know, old baby cups, weird stuff like that. And a lot of the stuff I read is that silverware and stuff in the kitchen can be haunted, and it can actually rattle a lot at night. And it's a lot of times it's from your old dead relatives. They're so attached to those items that they carry that energy with them. So that's a possibility. It sounds kind of funny because it's silverware. I mean, it wouldn't be so funny if it was a knife, you know, but that can happen. The dolls is another thing too. I was reading, I have a few different books that I've kind of been going back to, and one of them was really talking about how you shouldn't get things from thrift stores or garage sales. And if you were going to get something from a thrift store or a garage sale, or even, you know, say eBay or an antique shop, that you should really, if you're considering doing that, you should really ask what the background and the history is of, you know, the item that you're thinking of purchasing, because they won't always tell you. Sometimes they just want to get rid of it. A lot of times on eBay, they might put up, you know, things about, I don't know if it's always real or valid, but they'll put up a bunch of dolls, and a lot of times they're, you know, they're a typical, you know, a porcelain doll or a rag doll or just some sort of a doll, and they'll say haunted, you know, her name is Abigail or something. And they'll be selling her for like $10 or $22, something of that nature. And they'll give kind of a description, and like sometimes it might have a dark energy connected to it, or, you know, it's a fun, it's a sweet energy. One of the haunted dolls, not to get off that subject, but one of the haunted dolls that I read about, the Mandy doll, the one that is in Canada, they say that doll has never done anything evil to anybody. She just, I mean, I don't want to give you the story right now. I kind of want to do a segment on it, but she's not supposed to be necessarily an evil doll. She's supposed to basically, from what they say, have the spirit of a little girl inside it. How she got in there, I'm not sure, because usually when something gets into a doll, it's typically demonic from everything that I've read. Can't say that for fact, but that's what I've read. So, anyways, let me not get off track here. I was talking about haunted dolls on eBay. So I'm sure that some people would just put something on there and they might say that it's haunted just to see if they can get rid of it, or if they want to just, you know, sell something for the sake of selling it, and maybe it's not really haunted. I've read things about people buying a bunch of dolls that are supposedly haunted and then keeping them, and just so they can see, you know, if there's any validity to any of it. I don't know if I would have the guts to do it. I might if it said something, like, because I'm just kind of like that. I'm excited. I love paranormal and anything scary, so I might want to test the waters, but at the same time, there's a part of me that would just think I'm just toying with something I shouldn't be toying with. You might see me kind of looking around, but I do have other dolls in this room that, since I'm talking about them, it's kind of weirding me out, but I have the Chucky doll and the Bride of Chucky, which is from the Child's Play franchise, which aren't really haunted dolls. It's, you know, movies, but actually Robert the doll, one of the other dolls that's in Florida, Chucky is actually based on him, and I'll get into that another time. And then I have another doll over here. I don't know if I want to show her right now. I really want to save her for a specific video that I'm going to do. I think I'm going to save her for that. But she's sitting right down here. And then I do have Chucky over there, and I'm going to save him for another video as well. But what do you guys think? Do you think that things are haunted, or do you own anything that's haunted? Do you think there's anything in your house that might be haunted that is a belonging? What are your thoughts on all that? Let me see here. Another thing I could tell you about haunted objects, the Ouija board. I don't want to say that that's haunted. It could be, based on the people that used it and what happened with the object. A lot of places, people have given up their Ouija boards to paranormal societies or to other places because they had such really bad things happen to them with Ouija boards, and they didn't want it to be in anybody else's hands. Kind of the same thing that you would have, that they have done with a lot of the dolls that I mentioned. they wind up going to museum just based on what's happened to them, to the owners. You know, what do you think of that? What do you think? I want to do a segment on Ouija boards by themselves, so I don't want to get too deeply into that. But as I said earlier, what got me into all this and wanting to talk about haunted things was watching Ghost Adventures and the book that I'm reading right now. I got this book this last fall, but it is a really good book. It's called Haunted Stuff. It's about demonic dolls, screaming skulls, and other creepy collectibles. It is by Stacey Graham. I can link this in the comment section, or not the comment section. I can link this down somewhere below if any of you guys are interested in it. It's a really good book. It came recommended to me from reading, I think it might have been either Rue Morgue or Fangoria. I collect those magazines every single month. Obviously, I don't know. Okay. That's not my computer, that's my fiance's. And I'm not used to the weird noises they make, or why they make the noises they make. Speaking of Ouija boards, take a look at my hat. I could play Ouija board with my hat. Not really. I don't think. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this short, but I just wanted to know what you guys thought of all these haunted objects and basically what I said earlier. So let me know what you think in the comment section below or to the side. I'm not sure what you're looking at when you look at YouTube, if you're looking at on a PC or if you're looking on your phone, because everything looks different. But let me know if you have any of those objects or what doll you would like me to talk about next time. You know, and what's your experience with some of the Ouija boards? Do you think that that's true, that they could be haunted themselves? Let me know what you think. All right, guys. I hope you have a great Saturday. Cheers.